I'm Brian. Nice to meet you all. So I'm going to start today well, first of all, this is a brand new sermon series. Who's excited for our new sermon series? Guys, it's a long one. This sermon series lasts all the way to the end of summer. Who in here loves summer? Is summer your favorite? Is this your favorite? Okay, a lot of summer fans in here. I expected that. Summer is also one of my favorites. I mean, there's so much to love. No school, sleeping in, vacations, hanging out with friends, going to the beach. What isn't there to love about summer? Now, why am I talking about summer so much? And why does this sermon series last all the way to the end of summer? Why is it that long? Because we're going to be talking about what it means to not just throw a party, but to be a party starter. But before we go any further, it's important that we get on the same page onto what this party stuff means. Think of it this way. A party is any effort to celebrate, serve, or enjoy others in a way that adds value to life. And thinking like that, a party starter would be being someone who tries to make that happen however they can. So what we're talking about isn't throwing an actual party. It's the idea that as followers of Jesus, we're invited to the biggest, best, most incredible party there is. And more than that, we're given the chance to invite other people to that same exact party. But the thing is, sometimes life and faith can feel like anything but a party. And this feels even more true when life gets really hard, when we experience pain and suffering, when we have to deal with difficult things, and when we can't really find a reason to be all that excited about life. So what do we do when our world kind of caves in? How does a Christian respond to hard times? And what can we do to keep our faith strong? If, as followers of Jesus, we have the power to be party starters, how do we do that when life and faith don't always feel like the party we want to go to? The good news here, per usual, is that we don't have to guess what Jesus said about this, because we have his real words written down by the people that really knew him when he was on earth. One of Jesus' closest friends, John, recorded something that Jesus said about the kind of life he wants for us. We can find it in the book of John, one of the 4 books in the Bible that include real accounts from Jesus' life. Let's take a look. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. Let's unpack this a little bit. First, Jesus acknowledged that life can be really hard sometimes. It can feel like all the joy, fun, and good things in life have been stolen or destroyed. And if you've ever been through a really hard time in your life, which most of us have, you know that this is exactly what it feels like. And that's because there's an enemy or a thief who doesn't want us to experience the life Jesus came to give us. That thief doesn't want us to be the party starters that Jesus calls us to be. But it's important to understand that it's not like there's an actual real-life thief out there who's like robbing you of your happiness or anything. It's more of like a metaphorical thief, and it's more of like a metaphor for like all the bad things in life. But thankfully, Jesus didn't end the sentence there, because that would be a real bummer. Instead, Jesus said, I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. That thief who wants our lives to be filled with anything but fun, joy, and goodness, Jesus was saying that that wasn't him. Instead, he's saying that he didn't come to earth to give us rules, restrictions, and a list of things that we need to follow that hold us back. But instead, Jesus came to give us life. And what he means by life is this feeling of fullness and satisfaction. And that fullness and satisfaction comes from knowing that we have everything we need in Jesus. This promise of life that Jesus is giving us is, in a sense, a promise of future, right? It's a promise that our life and its future is one that's full of joy and grace, and all we have to do is choose to follow him. And I think it's important to recognize that he doesn't mean just any old life, but a full, amazing, incredible life, a life that's full of beauty and strength and growth, because it's the kind of life that feels like a party, because that's what life following Jesus should be, right? Think of this verse as like an invitation. It's almost as if Jesus is saying, hey, don't you want this like full and amazing life right here? It's all yours. You just have to follow me. But here's where this gets a little complicated. Obviously, we know that real life isn't always like a party, and Jesus knows that too. The full life Jesus came to give us isn't one that's easy or perfect, but instead, I think it's even better because it's one that has peace, hope, and joy and freedom because we can have faith that Jesus is with us the whole time, through the good and the bad parts of it. And when we choose to follow Jesus, we're choosing to say yes to believing that his promise of a full life is possible no matter what comes our way. We're choosing to believe that life with Jesus is an invitation to the best party we can possibly imagine. And because this is true, when we choose to follow Jesus, we choose to take on the responsibility of bringing that party to the world around us. You see, because of Jesus, you have what it takes to be a party starter. You have the promise of a full life, and with it, you have the chance to let that full and amazing life spread to those around you. In this sermon series, we're going to talk a lot about what it means to live that full life Jesus offers us. We're going to dive into what we can do to be the party starters Jesus calls us to be. And as anyone would do when trying to figure out how to do something, I looked up WikiHow to start a party. And I came back with 4 main things, 4 steps. First one is enlist a party planning committee. And in a way, your small group is your own little party planning committee. You guys can all help each other start this party in your lives, so never stop celebrating, serving, and enjoying each other. Number 2 is plan the guest list. In this party, it's important to invite as many people as possible because the love that Jesus has for us has no guest limit. So invite whoever you can. And the next step is planning the food. In my opinion, watermelon is one of the best summer foods. Stick with me, I'm going somewhere with this, I promise. Not just watermelon, but all fruit, really. And that reminds me of our fruit of the Spirit. And what better way to start this party in our lives, this full and amazing life, than focusing and remembering our fruit of the Spirit. And I'm sure that all of you guys remember every single one of the fruits of the Spirit because there's just so many, but you guys are so great. And I'm so great because I definitely remember them too. But they're love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, generosity, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Off the top of my head, I'm just great like that. Great, thank you. There's one last step, guys. Be prepared to clean up when the party is over. That's kind of lame, right? But after every great party is an even greater mess. And in the same way, this amazing life that Jesus gives us can often have us experiencing some hard times. And it's important to practice healthy recovery methods, which we can find in Jesus, to ensure that you always get back up on your feet after the party is over. Whatever it may look like for you guys, I hope you'll all take a step this week toward the full life that Jesus offers. Remember, you have what it takes to be a party starter. And I'm not talking about the ability to blow up balloons or hang streamers or make the best party playlist ever. It means that because of Jesus, you have the ability to not just live a full and amazing life, but to invite others to do the same. So as you guys head to small group, I want you to think about this question. What does it mean to you to be a party starter? Will you guys please join me in prayer? Dear God, thank you so much for giving us all the opportunity to access this full and amazing life that you offer us. I hope that we'll all take a step this week to get closer to you and to grow in our faith and our love for you. We love you, God. Amen.
Amen.